and fill it and cover it with a 6-foot fence and barbed wire, the violence that shows. But we did not return the violence. We came and returned it in love and hope. And after she hired someone to take down our messages every day, people continue to come with love and hope, messages, children's artwork, prayers. And we thank you so much for doing that and continuing to do that. We are resistance because we are survivors. We are not defeated because we are still here. We are still breathing and we are still standing, and the West Berkeley Shell Mound has called us all. If you look around today, you will see that all the 4 directions are here with us. All colors of the 4 directions stand with us on this sacred site. This sacred site has been a place for all people to come and pray. It doesn't matter what religion or spirituality you are. People have offered their prayers at our West Berkeley Shell Mound. This West Berkeley Shell Mound has been a place where we can remember our sacred places around the world. We have stood together for Mauna Kea and West Papua, for Tibet and Kashmir. We have stood here together for Palestine and for our relatives that were and for our Jewish relatives as they were being killed in their own synagogues. We stood here together against oppression of all kinds, and today, on Memorial Day, we take this day to remember. We take this day not to just remember the wars that were fought abroad. We don't just take this day as a day for people that fought in the military for the United States government. And that we take today for us to remember this last year. This last year when there have been so many wars, so many battles. We take this day to remember those that lost the battle to COVID. We take this day to remember those that stood on the front lines in medical hospitals, those that were the people that took care of those that were dying. We remember today those that never got to stay home, that had to work in stores on front lines and put themselves in danger for us during this time. Today we remember today the resiliency of us, though, also. We remember today that there are people that are fighting wars across the country and across the world. So we remember those folks. We remember right now our relatives that stood up during COVID when George Floyd was murdered by police. We stand together with all of those relatives and family members that have lost their family members because of police violence. And we remember today all of our sisters, our trans sisters that continue to die every day because of violence. We remember today our relatives that are standing on line 3. We remember today our relatives that are in the Amazon standing against corporations. We remember today our relatives in Kashmir that are fighting genocide. We remember today our relatives that stood for Mauna Kea and continue to stand for their sacred site. We remember today the Winnemem Wintu standing for the salmon. We remember today our relatives that are standing against oppression in all ways. We remember this today, but we remember that we are not defeated. We remember that we stand together. We remember that we are strong. We remember that we are the ones that we have been waiting for. We stand together and remember all of those beings that we don't always see. The beings that have been exterminated because of climate disaster, because of the harms that human beings have put on this earth. We stand with them too, and we ask for them to come back to us in a generous way, to give us time for our grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren to be here on this earth. And so we come together to remember that as well. I'm going to ask my friend Allison to come up because something horrible happened recently. Allison is going to come up and help me.